skim her belly, run below her navel, and she breathes into a fantasy. It's the same each time. A stranger has picked all the lemons, filled a bucket full. He has sliced each one in half, the fragrance like vaporized joy. Now he's got one hand between Zadie's legs, while the other holds a lemon to her mouth. He strokes her thighs and presses the wet pulp to her teeth, squeezing the fruit. "Drink," he says. This is Zadie's daydream. She's in charge. Her tongue gouges the sunny flesh. Tartness flickers her taste buds. Juice oozes down her chin, her neck, her collarbones. And when she swallows, he clutches, sliding his fingers inside, her hips tingling. She wants, but there isn't time. If she doesn't dress for work now, rush hour will be brutal. When she heads out of her front door, moments later, her next-door neighbor Jake is already soaking in the morning rays. Often he sits on his porch swing. Today he's in his wheelchair. His broad, muscular shoulders and biceps look tanner and stronger each time she sees him. He lowers his newspaper when she walks down her front steps. "Hey, beautiful." His smile is fetching. Although it's been a month since he moved in, she still gets a charge out of those dimples. "Good morning, Jake." "I'm thinking lemon meringue. What do you say?" Zadie laughs. This is a game they play. "Yeah? What about the lemon bars I didn't bake you last week?" "Lemon bars? Square cookies? Nah, I'm thinking pie." "I see how fickle you are." Last week, he had teasingly asked for lemon cake. The week before, lemon parfait, lemon taffy, and lemon drops. As if Zadie even owns a candy thermometer. He wheels down the ramp from his porch to the edge of her yard and picks up a lemon from the dewy grass. "Still firm. You've got a little time. I didn't know you were an expert, mister." She opens her car door. "Let me know if you need some help harvesting these." He gestures toward the trees growing alongside her house, all of them full of citrus. "I'd hate to see them go to waste." "You're just in it for the pie." "A man's gotta eat." At work, for the first time since Jake moved next door, Zadie finds herself looking up lemon dessert recipes. It's so unlike her. She hasn't cooked in years, but now she imagines wearing nothing except an apron while separating egg whites for meringue. If she had more confidence, she'd invite Jake over and make a show of it. She bites her lower lip at the thought of him seeing her half naked, the ends of the apron strings tied around her waist, hanging over her bare ass. It would go like this. Before whipping the egg whites, while they're still translucent, she'd bring the bowl over to Jake at her kitchen table and have him put his hands into the cool liquid. Then she'd face him and lift the hem of her apron slowly, gradually revealing more and more of her thighs. She'd ask him, "High enough?" And he'd say, "No." She'd lift the hem another inch to show the meatiest parts of her inner thighs. "Here?" He'd shake his head, his blue eyes focused on her legs. She'd lift a bit more until her apron hem hovered over her, letting him peek at her pale pink lips. "Now?" He'd breathe faster, and instead of answering, he'd pull his hands from the bowl and massage the gloss all over her. She'd straddle his legs and reach to unbutton his jeans and, "Zadie, they're waiting for you in the conference room," her coworker Lisa says. "Right, sure." Zadie closes the cooking site on her web browser.